Okay, here we go. Let's get this thing started. What are we going to do today? Song's great, isn't it? Love it. All right, today we're going to work on a few more sheet metal things, basic stuff that we can try and get some people into metal fabrication. These are projects that you can do yourself. You can have made, and all that. And yeah, you can just kind of go from there. I wanted to. There's a couple things I would like to tackle today. I've been doing like food related barbecue things and for the past couple days, and kind of like just not super scatterbrained, but just I'm just trying to make content for here, like trying to stream on a regular basis, and just like I don't know what to do. Sometimes I wake up, there's no plan, like when I sit down and I start, and it's just like, okay, what do I want to make today? What am I interested in? So today I'm trying to or figuring out a plan of action for a lot of this stuff here to really like find my niche in like the whole I don't know, the whole industry, or like what I'm doing. It's like why am I streaming? What's the purpose here? So for the streaming aspect is just I want to be, I want to make a difference in the maker community, I guess. I haven't really thought about that because I did a lot of contributions in excuse me here, starting to leak. I must be getting sick or something because this has been happening pretty frequently. It's just like the one eye too. Anyways, the Fusion 360 Discord. Before, when I used Facebook, I was on the Facebook group. Howard Swami, if you're out there, thank you for everything that you've done. I remember like trying to like compete with you on how many things that you were like helping out with the for the community. It was so good at the time, and I was learning a lot from you. Hopefully you learned a little bit from me too, maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, it's just like try to get to that level. That was the aspiration. And I don't really have, I could give my time in other areas, but I feel like I'm pretty good at doing this. I'm not great. Maybe I am pretty good at this. Like trying not to be, I don't know. I've always been super humble, but I'll just say, okay, I'm pretty decent at doing this. Plain and simple, pretty decent. So, and I'm willing to try and fail and learn. So that's one of the things I want to keep doing. So let's try and make those mistakes for the community so that they can learn from it, or when they come across it, because Fusion 360 is free and it's accessible and easy to get into without understanding, right? So you can jump in feet first, like diving right into the deep end, as it were, right at the beginning, and you get frustrated really quickly because there's no understanding there. So this by all means is not like a beginner video or tutorial series, things like that. I think the struggle should be had by people at the beginning. I think that's important because it's one of the quickest ways to learn something is to avoid pain, and that's that's just normal. That's a normal thing that we do. So I opened this up just to start off today. And I could actually like use this for a stencil or something else. It really is a 3D model, so it's really simple. A really simple way to do these things, and I can show you how to make something like this too for your business or your side hustle or whatever you got going on here. Yeah, so let's do just gonna check my other stuff here that we got going on, make sure everything's good. Making stuff, free models, advice, pretty chill. Chill out. It's pretty chill. It's pretty chill, man. I'm just gonna update that. It's yeah. Chatter's welcome, obviously. Okay, so we'll just do something really fairly basic. So this is a little bit of I want to make a bottle opener, and what I like to do is I'm just gonna basically sketch. So I have a website, I have a Scala Draw sketchboard on here. So with the whole idea of like a bottle cap, right? It's got the fringe. Let's get rid of this here. I'm in the wrong scale. So bottle cap, right? It's got an edge to it, something like this, kind of goes up and across. That's on your bottleneck. You know, like however it is here, and it's your bottle down there. Could be like a thing of oil or something. Anyways, so the whole idea is that this has like a little lip, and it goes, you know, it's recessed a little bit. It's recessed a little bit, little bump on it, usually somewhere like that. And these are like press fit, essentially, and that's what their shape is. So bottle openers, hopefully we've all used one at some point or another. Is the whole idea is that it's, if you pry against something, so if we're doing like a reaction force, we want to get this thing to go like that, and we're going to pry up on this thing. So, and in order to make that, this force has to be coming down here, right? So two forces like that, and it's like literally that simple. So usually when you have a shape, you could say, I got like a hook thing here like this, and it's got a handle on it. Like it's pretty basic, right? So now we want to make this thing stationary, and a lot of the ways we do that is just by having a piece. It's got like a hole in it. This has like I'm gonna draw it in front view first, right? Maybe a couple holes here, and then you stick the bottle end this up underneath like this part here. So it would be, you know, something like that underneath. Let me so then you see it here, and then underneath, and then you like literally just pry down on the bottle, and it takes the lid off. So some of the things that happen with that is then after this comes off and you move the bottle away, the cap falls straight down, and then maybe you can hold the cap into something. People have made like a Plinko game into it with like a choice or like a whole bunch of things, you know, like it's like if this gets to like 10 or something. People have made electronic versions of this in a whole bunch of different ways. So like little arms that get like counted. You know, like there's just like a whole bunch of different stuff. So I wanted to create just like something like this that you can screw into the wall, and then maybe have like a, I don't know, like a hook or something underneath, like a hook that you put like a bag or something. I don't know. It's something pretty simple that you can, or screw in a mason jar. Maybe we can do something like that, and you can just catch them. Yeah, or something else, right? So there's no real rocket science in this sort of product. At least not the way I'm designing it. Like, geez, you can open up a bottle with like a lighter or your teeth or something. It's not unnecessary, but it you know, it's not I don't know, it's just something fun. So if we look at it from the right side here, in third angle perspective, so if this was sitting on the thing, we just go and look at it to the right. Oops, this is kind of the idea, right? It sits on the lip and then it goes up, or it could be even the other way. I'm sorry, right? So if you have the bottle tipping into here, so we're just gonna draw the bottle, right? So we understand what we're doing. This is the most horrible bottle ever, and we should probably do it like with a little bit more. I love these sketches, so funny. The we need to hold this side here, so it's got to be up, and then there's got to be like some sort of little hook or whatever. So the idea was this is like something like that, or oh, I thought it was gonna be like this, but you know, my brain. So remember, we need to have the reaction force coming down this way, and this has to have a hook or something, or it just has to bind on here. So if this was straight in and out, or you know, it just has like somewhere where you can put the bottle in, and because you don't want to spill out anything when you do that. So the liquids are usually like pretty close to the top. So then this liquid be you know, horizontal or something like that, depending on how you're holding it. And then it's like one fluid motion. So it's like when you twist it, when this comes down this way, maybe this is the side that's being held, right? And then the other side has to be have the force acted in on it, or maybe even just like a prying motion. So if we do, and I'm doing all this to like illustrate just like I guess design principles or something. So if this was a little bit more pronounced, we can have, you know, something here like that. And this is like your standard bottle opener, right? Which is just like has like a flat, usually sometimes even has like the juice end on it, right? Bent here, and then has a, it's like rounded and then flat, I think. Ooh. Usually something like that. This flat piece goes against is this one here, and this round piece goes all the way around, so it gets like a, I'm sorry, I'm doing it really crappy. Not as good. I really don't want to do that here. There we go. Better. It's more like this though. I keep doing the same shape over and over again. Pretty funny. Here, I'll get like some training. Here we go. So when we start here and go around, no, that's not the right tool. That's not the right tool either. Right? I even have something to go to. The more I draw. Alright. Which one is the best? It's like all. Alright. This is the content, people. That's what we're going for. So like, and then this would usually have like a handle on it, right? Or go down like this. And then there would be like, you know, a piece of wood or an antler or something. Yeah, and then you would just use this to pry up or open your juice or whatever. So, yeah, having it like this, or you could have it just like, you sit it in such a way that like it's just like a pry stop, right? Up and down, this is probably a little bit nicer, but you want to have some sort of area that you can, like maybe on an angle, something like this. Right. You could like stick it in sideways, or having something that's, well, flat is probably just as good, but you can't, like if it was sticking straight up and down, right, you think of what that angle looks like. It's probably not as exaggerated as that, depending on how big this opening is, and we could play around with that. If you wanted to put that at an angle, where's my pencil? Right, and then this was like stuck in something else, or even just like screwed into the wall like that. Right, and you have your spot. You just go up with a bottle and put it underneath this, and then you just have something to pry against. And then there's like twist off ones, obviously, that are available as well. Those are really neat too, by the way. So yeah, it's like this, but I just drew it upside down for whatever reason. I guess you could do it that way. If I wanted to do it this way, it would have to be. It's so funny, right? That we can really talk about a bottle opener, with such. Okay, so like that. Maybe not that big. I'm gonna move this up here too. So if this was the idea, right? A piece of whatever that is, there has to be, this is what you would pry against. So the difference between, like, you have to have a large enough space in here, so to get the bottle pry system to be, you know, from here to here, like that idea. So the bottle has to be like that. Well, there has to be room too. And then now you have a binding condition. So as long as you can get the thing in there, this is probably great. So let's try something like that. Actually, we need to do a little bit of research. How big? What is the size? Standard. What is the size of a standard bottle cap? bottle cap. 26 to 28 millimeters, 1 inch, height of about 5 to 6 millimeters. Most common size, 26 millimeter crown, widely used for glass bottles. So 26 millimeters. Plastic screws for PET often, 26, 28 being the standard. From any water and soda bottles, these are the metal ones, like found on a beer bottle or older soda bottles, or beer or used with right, so 26 millimeters, about an inch, 21 flutes, crimped edges to secure them to the bottle. I should look at that as a thing. Right. Yeah, we'll just do it XY. XY. It's not really the top, it's the right side, but it's fine. When it's laying on the table, that's kind of what we're going for. You know what? This is gonna bother me if I don't do that. There. So we're gonna look at it from the right side like this. Put that right at the juncture, and we're gonna design something that has maybe a couple layers in it. Actually, you know what? I was correct the first time. I should just trust myself right at the beginning, because we're making this out of metal. Right, and it's going to be, I don't know, a couple inches wide. I don't want that here, I want it on the top. Say 2 inches wide. We're going to have a couple holes and stuff in it. So we're just going to do that now. Oh, 0.75, something like that. Right, and trying to think of how thick that was. It's probably a 1/16. I've been using 0.75 for a while. So maybe I'll just keep using that. Stainless is extremely strong. Like, it's way stronger. Like the edge of a lighter is fine. So this is even better. So you're not a couple inches wide. It'll give us some strength on the one side, and be fairly robust. Right. So we have the one. We're gonna convert this to sheet metal. And stainless steel, look at that. You're gonna make the physical material. Metal, or stainless steel, we'll make it like 304. Why not? And yeah. So it's not going to be that. Maybe like a 45. Ooh. If it's 2 inch, it's not going to be 2 inches. Maybe like 1.5 and 45, something like that. Right. We're going to have another, maybe another sandwich underneath this, and Geez, it really doesn't even need to be that big. It's like literally just to you can make it out of, oh man, there's so many different ways you could do that. You have to be able to you know, put the bottle in here and then have it sink straight down. So if you wanted to capture it, like this is just the first piece in the puzzle, I suppose. So let's make a sketch on here. I'm just gonna turn off the body so we can see the outline of these. A couple sketches. And we need the center of this. We need the outside as well. Just gonna make a circle at some point. Right. And we're gonna delete those. And it's gonna look something like a so. So it's not quite half. If this was diameter, so we know it's 26, so it should be a little bit larger than that. 26 millimeters is like an inch and an eighth or something. Yeah, 1.125. So it should fit in there, and it's not all the way around, so it's not, even though this is could go all the way through, I suppose. 0.2. It's not even really going to use this this level of it. 0.25, I guess. And let's do I like using intersection points even though we don't have to. 0.25, something like that. Object, and like a pretty straightforward piece, right? So it's enough to stick the bottle in there, catch the edge. So catch the edge and then twist it off. If it was like this, so bottle gets stuck in from the side. So this is what I'm thinking. You want to hold the bottle at about 45 degrees. What did I do here? Sketch on this plane. So if I'm holding the bottle like that, like this, I need to have it's in the wrong direction essentially. So the pry needs to be either flat and to come around like what I have here, right? So this is underneath this area, but ideally you would want it to be like crossing it like this, right? So this should be all the way up the other way. So if we did it's actually quite a bit more, right? It would be something like that. Would make more sense. And then you can screw right in through there and that. Deleted. Right? Or is there a simpler way? So you kind of see what I'm looking at here. this is just not drawn right. Say I think about it upside down. It's like I want it to look like this because that's what I think. Like if I'm standing here looking at, this looks maybe more pleasing. Now it should look like this. Silly goose. Right? So instead of doing this here, I'm going to do it up here. And not that one. That one. 1.5. Is that what we did it on? Not finish sketch. Redefine sketch plane. And go into the sketch again. And it's good to show you guys all this stuff here so that, you know, if you make these mistakes, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. Whee! This is my way of moving it around. Ooh, there we go. Just need to get it close. Project these. It's probably gonna break everything. Midpoint. Midpoint. And where did it go? So everything is kind of in the right location. 0.25. Right. Did have it selected, right? Profiles. There we go. We can add some of these. .125. There we go. It looks nice. So it's not full bottle cap size, so you're guaranteed to have leverage there. There's the 2. Maybe it needs to be a little bit more, but this is slightly more. So we're going to actually make this another, so it's 45, 50, 60 degrees instead, right? Because we're going to figure now it's the bottle's going to be at roughly 45 because of the 2 pressures here between 1 and here, between this top edge, the top edge of this, and the bottom edge. And if we modeled out the bottle or the bottle cap in its full size, like full scale, because we do everything in full scale in CAD, then that's pretty straightforward to look at. So now we have like I know it's unsafe to move things next to like a light switch, but having this as a light switch cover would just be funny to me. So yeah. And then these could be, make them, there's one is like a full thing. I want a little bit of a flat on here, 0.875, something like that. Totally totally easy and acceptable. It would be funny to have like this as a light switch. A bottle cap opener light switch. See how things evolve like really really easily. You don't really want to put liquids that you're holding next to a light switch, but we've all turned on the lights with a mug of coffee in our hand or something like that. So it's not exactly, I don't know. I wouldn't put it above anyways. Below would be a better idea. So if this was, like I drew it before, like if this was down here and you just use those 2 screws, then you're prying on the electrical thing because that's what that's attached to. Probably a bad idea. So What else? Let's just make it look a little more pleasant. 0.375. 3125. Just kind of looking for a congruent sort of shape. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it should look like a little funky, but not super funky. Maybe we can do a small, show the dimensions. So 2, maybe 1.75. There we go. That looks better. Pretty straightforward so far, right? And you just need prying leverage because this is good. This wants to be pried backwards. It would be beneficial to do like a dimple in the middle of this right here to make this really strong. So this I don't think is, yeah, that's big enough because you figure, what's this going to look like? It's going to go all the way to the edge here. It might actually bind on this first. Be really close. It'd be really close when you stick this in here. So we can always make that 1.65. Jeez. 1.625. There we go. Slightly larger. Yep. And we could create a dimple from here. What that looks like is when these things are created or bent down, usually you would want to have like it's like a bridge almost. And it looks like this, but in the other direction. So if I had to, say, copy this, oops, let's copy the body. Oh, you can't actually copy it. Okay, well, I'm just gonna make another copy of this, like so. New body, that's all I really need. Let's do like 1, so it's even. On this, I'm just gonna do this really quick so I can have like a repositioning sort of idea. I need to create a sketch on this. So the easiest way to do that, because I want to position it flat. Where is the plane on? Am I blind? Oh, tangent plane. There we go. So, wow. Holy moly. So on here, just gonna project this face. Give myself a center point to work with. That's it. I should be able to align this. If not, I'll make it into a component. I thought I could. Never mind. Yeah. So here, here, and here. New component 1. So 1 distance. Plane, tangent plane. Yeah, and just redoing all this really quickly here. Notice I'm just doing stuff a little bit different each time for funsies here. So now I have a component that I can move around. And wow, it's not even saved. Wall mounted bottle opener. We can do something fun with this too if you'd like. So similar size, and then this, we're gonna do something a little different because I want this to be, I want to use this as a flat, right? But then I want to put it here, but I want a rotation. So I want to be able to rotate it and rotate it easy. I have those rotations regardless because it's a component. I can put that into space, but let's do a can I do a mid plane with these two? Revert position these two here. Yep, it'll give me an up and downsies. And then I'm going to make another sketch, which is basically like perfect. And an intersection of this. And I should be able to get a perfect thing from that. Right on. Right, so there's that perfect point. And I should be able to, so this is flat, right? And then I should be able to go like so. Nope. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't do that right. I was thinking something else. It was like, how far down do I need to go? And yeah, let me double check that. It should allow me to do this. I don't know why it's not giving me that point. So if I was to stay here, it always snaps to here. But when I go, friggin' eyesight's kind of shit with these glasses. See how it wants to snap into that other location? You do. Wish there was like a cycle command. Let me see. When in Autodesk Fusion, when I'm trying to select a joint a joint point. Is there a way to cycle through orientations? UCS. Nope. No feature. Bummer. Okay, so the idea behind this was I was thinking about doing something else that's not right. So if you go back, I actually want the same thing. So not there, but it's the same thing. So that should. Yeah, that's not going to be at the right angle. Let's I need to go one more step. So let's do. Oh, that's right. I can't actually pick that. Can I do it at an angle? Yep. It's 30, so good. And then after you have that, if you just project a point in here, it takes the orientation of the plane, essentially. Right. So this, I can go to here, and now that is correct, but I can go 90 degrees to that, and now I can go in. And essentially that's what this is from the outside. So if I did a 0.1875 dimple, or even a 0.25 dimple into this, it's going to create that shape. Oh yeah, it's I need to have this as 45 as well. Yeah, I did it wrong on the other one too. So it gives me the one side, but like that's yeah. Well, I could do 60 and 60. That'd be quite a dimple. Okay. Let me interrogate my my other component here. Construction plane is like this, but it's not to the other one. See, so how I it's easy to screw these things up if you don't like do your due diligence here. So similar idea. I want this perfectly. If I want this in the center and I need it on a flat plane between these two, the mid plane is pretty much the best choice. But how do we do that? So I have right. So that's at the right level, I think, but it's the wrong. It's the wrong thing. So using what I have, so that gives me this. And could I do a perpendicular plane at a tangent? I don't think it has that. So it's tangent plane. There's no modifier to say go here, but I suppose I could just do that. Is that easy enough? Yeah, easy enough. I like it. So project again. We're just gonna find the center point of this, and that's actually in the right spot. So we can do that to the other one too. Right. So when we did this one here, this at an angle, we can, if we just edit this, see that's not the right one. So if we go back, delete after history. So same thing. So yeah, tangent plane. We're gonna go half 15. But if this was a funky angle, we would need to maybe draw something in here so that we can calculate that out. I think the other way I had it just like makes it correct or something. You know what? No, this is the better way. Because even if I had to draw this out like beforehand, so to get that, let's go through that exercise. Actually, this is a good idea. So I have do I have an angle already, right? So because I would derive this angle from something if I wanted to, so that would have been a sketch beforehand. That's right. So I have an original sketch. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna project that point. We're gonna say, okay, this is gonna be, what am I, is that offset? Oh no, I forgot to lock that down. I'll lock that down. Right. Oh my goodness. What did I do with this thing? Like I really butchered it when I removed everything here. What? Is there something else in here? Ah, there's two. Did I copy this by accident? No. Okay. Debugging. All right. So these two are, there we go. This is here to here. I don't like that. Hold this in here. That's locked down, and I guess we could do like that. So it's just this edge here is not locked in. So we could do 3. No, 0.625. There we go. Wow, holy moly. So that is, you know, if we're looking at this here, we can say, okay, what's that? What do we want this at? 30 and or 60? We said 60, right? And that's with this angle here, but we can draw in like exactly what we need already. So we'll just go forward. See how that's sitting out? We need to have something that's across there. So across. And we could say these two things here, right? These two angles need to be equal with each other. And there's a couple of ways we can do that. We can just, you know, do that. And then this one could be equal to the next one. Or we could say whatever this is here, this is half. So this is divided by 2. And then if we check this one, that's automatically like that. Or we can draw a line that's 9 degrees, so perpendicular, and we could use symmetry. Or we might be able to use symmetry between the two. So if I have an angle that changes, this is always going to change. Like, that's the idea. Sometimes it's easier to do with just sketching it out. Sometimes it's not even possible. So with these two things here, like this, it doesn't want to solve it for whatever reason. So, and it's just as easy to do this because we know the relationship between this angle is this divided by 2, right? So if we change this to 45, the other one changes, and this one's always, it's always going to be half. So this is D28. And now we can use, when this is like that, if we said D28, right, we know that that's not quite right that sits in here because of the relationship with, like, if that was 0, right, this, why is this the way that this is? So if we just did it from like 0, why is this here? Like, why does it choose it like that? So if we look at it on the top and here, I don't think there's any real reason why it actually does it like that, right? But what we can do, we're not going to use that anymore because we have a perfect spot here. So this is the theoretical point. I would say we would technically use this. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that. I've never done this to do this in practice, so you could take that with a grain of salt. It seems easier to me to use the design point, so we'll use that. So let's delete this. Yeah, delete that. And we can make another plane based on the angle of this, which should easily be controllable. So plane at an angle, right? And if we did 90 degrees to that plane, then we should get something that's at that angle. So if we change any of the other angles, like if we change the angle of this, of the design, also, when we do this bend, we should also use the, let's see here, show the dimension. We should use this angle because that's the one we're using. So D27, D27, right? So if we change this angle, 45, everything changes with each other. See how that like looks? So 90 makes it a 45. So we always have that tangent plane that we're looking at the design point. So at the design point. I'm gonna have to take a bathroom break here in a minute. I'm just gonna show you how this goes together. And now that we have these two planes here, and this would be should be done in a similar way. This is designed from this, and then this is also like at 15 or whatever. So at 0, why is that like that? So even this is kind of, it's not fully parametric. So give me a second. We'll go over that when I get back here. Where's my BRB? Oops. And I'll be right back. get some sound back on here. Okay, so what was I doing? Making everything parametric, right? Okay, so similar with this one. Could do the two. Let's see here. So those two. That's in here. So we can just back up to go to these three, and we want to create a. On this component, we want to create whatever this ends up being. We want to create the same aspect of what we're trying to accomplish here. I think because we have the way that this is created, I'm just going to create this piece here with like on plane with these two things. So I have these two items, but I don't have the other two. But I should be able to create this dot, this point, this dot, at the center point, which is correct, but it would be in the wrong plane. And then, yeah, let's do it the long way. So we're gonna sketch this out, and this goes all the way to here like so, and then we do a sketch on this point, and we do those two, and we should have an overlap when this is done, right? And then if we were to do a midplane between, where are we here? Or even a three-pointer. Let's do a three-pointer, because we're psychopaths, right? Here. There's a second plane. We could have just done a midplane. And then we're going to project these 2 points, and then we're going to draw something right in the middle. So is there an easier way to make something like this with the tools that we have in Fusion? Yeah, there's probably a few different ways. So drawing all this here, we could have just made a mid plane and then projected this point, because that actually exists, right? Instead of going through all the effort to find this. But if we're doing it just based on what we have here, then that's like a theoretically easy way to think about that. Can I do all these? No, I can't. I have to go into individuals. That. And the one before that. Okay, so we have this, and now we need to create, we have to create a symmetry between these two things. Hopefully we can do that. Right. So between these two and this one as well. And we want it done at, so this is that theoretical point. This is moving off in space. Hopefully the symmetry works. Damn well should. Right, and then we have this is an endpoint for this. Should be an endpoint. Look like there's like another thing there. Oh, it's sitting above the material. That's why it's gone. And then we can make a plane on this. Oh, that's this one here. And it's going to be at the very beginning, and this will be plane right there. So now we actually have something to pick, right? So joint to joint. Yeah, so many giants, bro. Yeah, compared to the other one, right? So when we were doing delete, so no matter how this changes, this point is always going to be in the correct spot. So go back to here, and we have another few ideas. Edit feature. Yep. Did I make a sketch on here? Is this one here? Yeah, I didn't do the actual sketch yet. So, and then we have, where's the position? So right there. Okay. And the idea is that now we have a design point to a design point, and they're both in their correct plane. Flip. 90. And now we can go down. This is design point. Say 0.25. No, negative. Derp. And that's equal to whatever we had here. So we could make this, if we wanted to make this 45, we would just have to design it that way. Let's go minus 0.1875. Can make it a little smaller. And now we have the geometry. So where we could cut out what's left over of all this. You cut the one from the other. And then we would have to blend these in at this radius. So 0.092 for the calculation. And then this one here, these would also have to be blended over correctly. Right. So making that dimple. Solids. Let's do, we're going to keep all the tools. So we're going to cut that. Cut. And then we're going to do the same. Oops. So in that component, see, we cut this out. Oh, that's not good. Come on. I don't like it when it does this. Delete. It takes from the wrong thing. Save. Did an awful lot of sketching there. Sketching, so what is the difference between these two things here? Isn't that interesting? Right, so using that as a cutting angle or cuts, and then we got to do it the other way around to get the other piece, because this piece needs to stay in there. This little piece gets removed, and the little piece on the other side of this one gets removed. Right. Keep tools. Keep tools, right? So I should be left with a little piece in each one. Is that correct? Or even better yet, why don't we do, we're going to cut this body with this Okay. So new body, and then this one here will be new body. So cut this one with split face. Right, so we have this one gone. Or that's what needs to be added to or removed from the one shape. And then this needs to be gathered into the next one. Right, so we'll take that out. Then on this side, this piece, okay, right. So the whole idea is that this needs to have a thickness to it. I guess we could, what would have been a better way to handle that? I've only ever made these in Inventor, so, and it's automatic in Inventor. We could, this is like a rib, but then it's, if we made if we know how far we wanted it to be, we could say a rib that's this far and this far goes in, or it's like literally, it's the same like across like that. So this is the thickness, and that's what I want to see. On this side here, this is what I'm going to see on this side here. So this is the new face on this side. So this whole thing needs to be cut out. But it's this thickness here. So yeah, that was correct, I believe. Right. So that's correct for depth. And then this one here, maybe this was wrong. On the inside, this is all that I want to be left with. Right? So that's correct here. And this is, yeah, so that's, yeah, that's correct. That has a thickness. And go from there. So this gets pushed into there and made from that. Let's do a section analysis. Oh, we could just do right on the middle line here. So when we look at that like this, that should have the same thickness as this. And then just the fillets have to be correct, and that looks right. So that looks correct. So if this was, it's going to give me a length. It's not going to give it to me the other way. So this side here needs to be this level. Inside is correct, and then this needs to be all of these around here. So if we do, we add these two together. We could keep the tools, I guess. Now let's not do that. So remove. This is going to get added into here. Right? So, and this is 0.092. So we're going to save this because weird stuff happens. 0.092. And this one is 0.03, which I don't think is right. 0.03 seems a little bit. The inside area should be at least this, because this is stainless. This should maybe be 1.5. It should be at least 0.075. Let's do thickness. .125. Seems more appropriate, I think. What did I do in here? Yeah, 0.065. There we go. So, dimples. This would make this extremely strong. And we could move this based on if it's 0.25. That should be good. That would be redonkulously strong. Or we could have two, I guess. We just copy this whole thing over. Or we could do three and, oh yeah, move it over. Do a, yeah, it looks great. Do like a rounded corner. 2.5. And do I have like a thing at the beginning? I do. So that was like an eighth inch screw, or machine screw or whatever. If we wanted to do countersinks, we would have to go the other direction. And then we would have to figure out how I want that to look. So if we want to do that, just have to make another sketch on the face that we want to use, and go from there. Choose that one, and then distance would be 2 here. We could do countersink. And these are not the correct. See, these are machine screws. They're probably close. Number 10, right? So ends up being something like that. So I think the number 8s for this are too small for a number 8, like an actual number 8 screw. And then this would be position based on the. You have to remember, this is like really small. It's only like, it's really small, based on the position of something we had here. So if you wanted to make something to catch like your bottle caps in, so this is gonna, like, as soon as you do the thing, it's gonna fall relatively straight down. You kind of have to try it, but if there's something on the bottom, like you wanted to build like a catch, or like I don't know, something that's like just down below that, you could just mount that to the wall, or you could have like a whole like basic thing, I guess. This makes me want to build other stuff. So yeah, I'll show you the like how to form a dimple. And then this, I don't think is unfoldable anymore because of doing that. If it does have uniform thickness, I would be very surprised if this unfolds. So let's actually try it. See if I can do a flat pattern. That's not what I'm trying to do here. Unfold all bends. Yeah. So it can't do this because it has the one bend in there. But we could just delete. We should be able to suppress these features, which are like from here to so all the cutting, and maybe not the last rounds. So these suppress features. So can we do these two before these ones? Why can't I do that? Well, let's try it again here. Delete. We're gonna go back in time. I would actually like to go this back in time here too. Right. It's strange that like sometimes you can do certain things but not others, and it's not really for any good reason, because I don't think these things should be affected. Right? They're based on points here. I know the surface changes slightly, but yeah, it's just strange. So if we want to stop that, suppress, And then now we should be able to make a flat pattern. I'm gonna update this flat pattern here. Delete. I'm gonna create a new one. I want it on this surface here. Right. Now, see, the flat pattern is different. We might actually want the flat pattern not with a countersink, like to show it that way. But if you wanted to have like pierce positions or like a starter hole, something like that, you typically wouldn't do that. But if you wanted to punch, like a punch plate, then yeah, you would maybe not keep these in here, or change the hole and then do the another hole on top of it afterwards. So like you have a pilot hole, and then like for your pilot hole size, so like if you had a punch or you were forming this, because you can form these two, probably not in stainless per se. This is thin enough where you can you should be able to do some sort of coining, but stainless is really tough. So yeah, for the size of the feature, you'll probably be breaking your tools. But they could be cut into shape. That would be an interesting thing to see. So do that. Yeah. So woohoo! There's a few things I showed you in the process of making all that, and we could do. Let's do a dimple. I'm gonna say unsuppress. It's gonna cause our flat pattern to be crazy, but we can activate it nevertheless, right? And show it like that. And it's gonna show us, you know, like all the stuff with our bend and everything else, as long as we don't update it. Because then if we update it, it's all that's gone. So yeah, nice and rigid. Yeah, you can even put like a logo in the middle of this, something like that. The yeah, it could be like a keychain too. You could put like a couple keychain things like on the side here. So that might be something fun. I don't know if you want like, so you're gonna get beer all over this, or soda, something like that. You are gonna spill. So whatever you put underneath here, you're not gonna want to have stuff attached to that. But you can do like a whole bunch of different things. This also works mounted in the other direction, because it's like the degree it's at. It should be, it will work, but you're not, like, you have to have the bind underneath here, or you have to be able just to go underneath, but like, why would you bother doing that? So like, this is kind of the desired idea. You could have a shelf under here, like hold whatever you're putting on there. See, one or two or something like that. But better to have things separated, maybe, for design idea. So we'll call that wall-mounted bottle opener. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's good. We know that. And then if we want, we don't want to have that, we can just back up the timeline a little bit. We can update the flat pattern now because there's no dimple in there. And this would probably be fine too. Yeah. Decent. It's 3:28. I had a couple things that I wanted to do this afternoon, so I think I'm gonna cut her short here at hour and a half, and I'm gonna work on doing like a few other things. I'm gonna brainstorm to try and see how to frame this in a way that it's a little more helpful for everybody else. So what are all the things that we learned today? So we learned about how to do a new note. Actually, we could just do a could save this on here. It'd be like for like a blog sort of idea. Like, what did we learn on here? And then there's like a link that goes to the thing. But I kind of want to use this for an outline. I want to use this for an outline to build like a post. Say, hey, this is what we built today. This is what we learned on the stream. And even like, I might be able to take like a note of the timestamp roughly. It's like, you know, a minute or an hour 30 or something. Docs. What did we learn today? What did we learn today? So, this is the bottle. Wall mounted. And maybe I can go, stop saying the maybe, shit, fuck. I can go through the Fusion 360 documentation and pick out something or create a list of things that we can go to that might be not obvious, and then demonstrate that on there, and then have like a video segment to go through those types of features, and then create a searchable database for that as time goes on. Because if I keep doing this, then it's a resource where it's like, hey, I could show you how to do this, or it's just a link to, I don't know, say YouTube or something like that. Like, it has the live stream, you can watch the whole thing if you really wanted to, or a portion of it. It's all watch time. Or I could create a short from it. It's just data collection. It's a data point and a reference. You feed that all into like an LLM and say, hey, create me, like, based on all this stuff here, create me a blog post that explains like all this stuff here. And then it can add stuff in because it knows all the things. I'm probably going to use that because it's all been trained on the documentation anyways. Like, I use it to look up stuff that I can do and I can't do and whatnot, because while the documentation is good, it's still on well, I just counteract, or it's good. A lot of people find it, they don't know how to go into it, maybe. They don't know how to go into the documentation and search and then wait to get the information back. And it's like there's quite a lot of information there. Even the docs even reference, maybe they don't anymore. You can get forum posts. Like, there's some interaction there. I forget exactly how that goes. So bottle cap, wall-mounted bottle cap owner. What do we learn today? We learned how to do things the long way. Joints are easier to use when you have sketch points in the orientation that you use them in, if that makes sense. what else do we do here? Worked through the function, simple function of a bottle cap, a bottle opener, and bottle opener, and found a good angle and orientation for it to be in on the wall, right? So like in practice, what does this look like? We researched that most or typical bottle caps, typical metal bottle caps are approximately 26 millimeters in diameter. Is it 176? Nope. 218. I always forget this one. 176. Nope. Why do I always forget the diameter one? I use it so often. There we go. 216. 26 millimeters in diameter. Yep. We created a dimple in sheet metal. We talked about how tough. Why does that look wrong? Yeah, that's right. How tough stainless steel is and how it doesn't easily form even with thin material. It's extremely hard. It breaks tooling because of the general strength. There is no way to cycle through joint orientations when using when selecting points, although you just like, besides moving the mouse around, there's no hotkey. There's no key combination or long press way to cycle through. What else did we learn? Let's see here. You can put a lot of thought into something that seems really simple. And I have the benefit of knowing how this works already. I've seen them, I've used them. I've seen, like, I don't know, probably like 100 probably not 100, but 100 variations of what this looks like in all different sorts of materials. I remember having an aluminum one on my keychain, and it was garbage. I don't even know why I even kept it. It was so bad. A lot of them are just like cast aluminum or injected aluminum. You can put a lot of thought into something that seems really simple. So we did the dimples. We can make this look really neat by like just putting curvature into this. right? It would look a little bit more pleasing. Although this serves its function completely fine. It would just look better if it had a little bit more aesthetics. Yeah, so I think we did things the long way with, did we keep those sketches? Yeah, we did, didn't we? These ones? Yeah. There are many ways to do things in Fusion. And if it gets the job done in and it doesn't break. If it gets the job done, good. If it doesn't break the model when changes are made, great. And if it is the shortest amount of information input, excellent. And then always constrain. Please constrain your sketches. Yeah, that's it. So I think is there a fast way to put a date in here? Is there inserts in this? There's got to be inserts, well. I don't think I've ever had to do this. Is there a way to insert today's date? Ah. Oh, wicked. Love it. So you do today's date time. Alternatively, wow, okay. The date isn't static and won't update automatically unless you... Oh, there's an automatic one. Extensions add scripts. Ooh, so you could do equals today. Let's try that. So extensions... Oh, GPT. That was cool. What? Is this what language is this? Is this his own language or? How do I return? This is strange. What language? In the apps script? What is the language? Okay, it's just JavaScript. looks like JavaScript, but that could have been like C++ or something. Or a whole bunch of other things. Ooh, that's awesome. So... Oh, that's like... That's wonderful. .gs. Get today's date. Deploy. Test. Oh, then here. Can I run it? Save a project in the drive. Review the permissions. Authorization blocked. Yeah. Please try again and allow it to run this time. It's unsafe. I don't know. I have no idea how this actually works. It doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways, the yeah. So we just do at today's date. Great. I have to do that. So what we made. What did we learn today? How to do things? How to do things the long way. Joints are easier to use when you have sketch points in the orientation that you use them in. I'm gonna say you can take a bit of extra time to make the setup sketches you need to make your life easier down the road. Future you will thank you. We worked through the simple function of a bottle opener and found good angle and orientation for it to be in when mounted to the wall. We researched that a typical metal bottle caps are 26 millimeters in diameter. Even though we did it in inches, we created a dimple in the sheet metal corner dimple corner. Is that a corner dimple? Sheet metal corner dimple. I think that's what that's called. Oh god, no. Images. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure that that's what I was saying that correctly. Yep. Okay. We talked about how tough stainless is and how it doesn't easily form, even with thin material. There's no key combination or long press way to cycle through joint orientations when selecting points. You can put a lot of thought into something that seems really simple. There are many ways to do things in Fusion. If it gets the job done, good. If it doesn't break the model when changes are made, great. And if it's the shortest amount of input, excellent. Please constrain your sketches. Oh, look at that. It did do it. I think it ran. Oh, it did. That is so great. I could probably get like word counts and like all that stuff too. That's wild. I kind of like that a little bit better than this. This is a really cool thing though. It's got insert dates by typing out today, tomorrow, yesterday, May 2nd. Okay. Cool. So they've definitely somebody got paid a couple $100,000 to make that. Let's see, we got here. We have all the sketches. I'm not going to keep any of that, I don't think. And this will be May 2nd, 2025 live stream notes. So we could say LS notes. Stream notes. Right. And why don't we move this to a can we make a new one right from here? Oh, here it is. Stream notes. Move. Sweet. So we got a stream notes. Bloop, bloop. There we go. Awesome. Maybe we can even do a picture of what this looks like. Oh. There we go. Save. Save again. Yep. And we didn't update it. Oh yeah. We could do new well mounted. I think all this needs to be automated somehow. This would be so much more fun if it was automated. I didn't have to do all the moving this around. What do we call that? I don't know, all the office work, I guess. Can't believe I did that. What am I thinking? So this needs to be like sat up, put on a wall or something. Put some screws in it. I don't really want to render this. Maybe we'll just do a quick good enough in canvas render. What a square. All right. And then, yeah. So good enough for now. Thanks very much for watching. And is there a way I can get this to be at the top? And do the videos, I suppose. Are they at the top already? They are at the top. Thanks very much for showing up. Actually, I don't want to have this on here. The end screen. You can't see my thing. I'm not far enough over. Thanks. You know, we made this together, chat. It was amazing. Thank you. I hope you guys learned something. It was fun for me to go over this, even though it's like a really basic part. There is some thought that goes into these things. There's a lot that goes into it, and we can always fail upwards. I am going to put the dimple back in because it looks cool for the picture. And I'm going to smile really big, and then I'm going to say goodbye. So thank you very much for hanging out with me today in the live stream or